Hi Taurus, thank you for joining me. My name is Audrey Alison and this is your January 2017 forecast for the month. Happy New Year and happy holidays. I am so excited to be here. I am wanting to thank you for subscribing and sharing and liking this channel and these posts, and for your support on my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot, as well as my Instagram account, Audrey Alison _Astrology Tarot. I am using the, I was about to say alchemical deck because I'm so used to it, but it's not. Surprise! This is the Aquarian Tarot deck by David Palladini. He is an illustrator who went to the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, just like Pamela Coleman Smith did, the illustrator for the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the first tarot deck, which I find fascinating. I'm really drawn to both of their work, and they both went to the same school. So it has a very vintage look. I'm loving the cards. Wait till you see them. I also want to take a minute to thank you so much for your donations. I do this for full-time as my profession, and these forecasts are free, so I appreciate every donation I receive, and I also return every email for donations that I receive, so I appreciate that. Let's get into the forecast. I'll be shuffling the cards underneath here while I do the astrology, so if you see me moving, I'm also dusting with my feather, which I always do to clear my decks. I have a lot of rituals that I do for readings, and I'll be showing what I do in upcoming videos. I'll be using, you won't see my face, you'll see me in my forecasts, but when I do some tarot videos, you won't be seeing me. I'm going to incorporate that as well. Anyway, let's get to it, Taurus. We have a transit with your ruling planet. On the 3rd of January, Venus enters Pisces, and that's the planet that rules Taurus. So this is affecting the 11th house for you of goals and wishes and friendships. Venus is smoothing over your connection to social clubs and groups and organizations, and who you are connecting with friendship-wise, socially. She's a harmonious planet, so these relationships should be going very smoothly with her. She does smooth things over. On the 4th of January, let me say that Venus will be there for a month, so you have all of January with Venus in that sector in the 11th house. On the 4th, Mercury retrogrades deeper into Sagittarius. So we start our month in a Mercury retrograde, and Mercury will be retrograde through the 8th of January. Please watch December's forecast for more detailed information on this retrograde for you, Taurus. But as Mercury goes deeper into Sag, this is going to connect with your 8th house. So the intimacies are being reviewed. The shared resources are being reviewed. There's an analyzation or an analysis of the sex life, the 8th house of sex. Maybe you're reviewing some issues with death, because the 8th house is death. You might have something in your mind that you need to go over about that, or maybe it's someone that's actually passed that you're reviewing, you're stuck on that, and that's okay. This is just for 4 or 5 days. From the 4th until the 8th, Mercury goes into that 28-degree mark, back to that spot of Sagittarius, and then he moves forward again in January. But there's something to catch there in that small review of the 8th house of intimacy. Could be your intimate relationship. Not that you need to take action on it in that day, but there is a thought process here with Mercury. He rules the mind. The first week we have an aspect I wanted to talk about with Jupiter in the sign of Libra in your 6th house, sextiling Saturn in Sagittarius in the 8th house. So this is about your intimacies or your shared resources and your job, how you're connecting with what you're making, who's paying you, and what you're doing for a living. Jupiter is bringing abundance to the health for Taurus. Also, the daily routine is expanding for Taurus. There's more errands, there's more to get done for Taurus. And the sextile is a harmonious aspect at an exact 22 degrees that could see you have more assistance maybe from other investors in work, having some assistance from the right people, other people's money helping you out through your job. Maybe you're getting paid a little bit more here. Jupiter is abundance and expansion and prosperity. So that could apply in the first week, but this energy lasts throughout the whole month of January. It's just that at its exact aspect, sextile, on the, what date is that? Oh, the first week of January. So pay attention to how that could apply for you. It'll be different for everyone, but there's some kind of harmonious expansion happening the first week regarding your intimacy or regarding your profit, other people's money. Maybe even settlements and inheritance, because the 8th house governs that as well. On the 12th, we have our full moon at 22 degrees of Cancer, and this brings an awareness and a culmination to the 3rd house, and that is the relationship with siblings, the neighborhood, short distance travel, and the vehicle. So you might put an end to the ride around the 12th. You might end the relationship with a sibling, or you might feel disconnected in your neighborhood. You might be coming back from local travel at that time, weekend getaway. On the same day, on the 12th, Mercury enters Capricorn. So now Mercury is direct and headed into the sign where he retrograded. He hasn't cleared his shadow yet. That happens at the end of the month, on the 28th. Mercury will be at the degree in which he retrograded, 15-degree mark. But right now, as he is direct in Capricorn in the 9th house, now is the time where you can take the long-distance travel and see more foreign locations or study a foreign language. Mercury in the 9th is great for linguistics and foreign culture, and Mercury is communications and study. So actually, studying foreign language or studying higher certifications with Mercury in the 9th would be very powerful at this time for you, Taurus. On the 19th, we have our Sun entering Aquarius in the 10th house. And then on the 27th, we have our new moon at 8 degrees of Aquarius in the 10th house. So that's why I'm using the Aquarian Tarot. But this is energy all about career, new career. Where do you want your seeds to be planted and manifested in the career sector? Do you need a new boss? The 10th house of authorities and the paternal energy, the emperor energy. Do you need a new boss? Do you need a new job? Do you want to put your energy entirely into another career? Channel that, focus on that on the 27th, because that's your only new moon in the career sector, and that could help manifest this in a full year or a 28-day lunar cycle. So it's all about the career from the 19th on. There is a restful point, though, for you, Taurus, and that's on the 28th through March 9th. You have Mars entering your 12th house. And I see this as a little bit of an irony, because Mars is action in a house that is non-action. So what he's going to stimulate, because he's stimulation, desire, is the fantasy life. 12th house of dreams, fantasy, personal, internal thoughts, your subconscious mind, where you go in the hypnotic state, your meditation, your meditative state. Mars here is stimulating your sexual dreams, your desires through fantasy. Mars is wanting you to rest, because the 12th house is the house of rest and peace and spirituality, and the house of the undoing, the house of the endings. And he's there with a ton of energy, but an energy to rest. So, hey, I won't mind a Mars transit in the 12th house. Bring that puppy over here. I'll take a nap for till March 9th. Who cares? No, I think it's good for stimulating the mind and the REM sleep, recalling your dreams. Dream recall will be very powerful for Taurus. I would keep a dream journal through March 9th. You're going to have some insight that you don't usually have. I just saw a beautiful, really low flying helicopter, but I'm not used to this whole view yet, but it's pretty spectacular. I'll get some videos of what I'm looking at, but the lighting is so good coming in that I didn't want to be facing the dark. So let's turn the cards, Taurus. And I've cleansed them. I have my thorough feather, and I'm doing a lot of rituals in this new space. I do rituals anyway. I always have a ritual. Every time I read a client, I have to go through a clearing and a cleansing, but I've been really working with the cards, so they are thoroughly cleared off from the last reading. And I've just drawn them. I didn't turn them over yet, but I wanted to take a minute to say if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. This is what I do every day. It's my sole profession. I'm an astrologer. I'm an empath. I am a medium. And I have been all of those my whole life, although astrology took a minute to study and read about. But I just want to say I am thankful for you choosing me to read for you, because I know that there are a lot of people doing this now. But I have been reading cards for 25 years, over half my life, and I just feel that this is my specific calling. This is what I am meant to do. So I appreciate you choosing me. And I wanted you to check out my readings page at audreyalison.com. It's new. I've upgraded it, I've updated it, and I'm updating the site. So there's going to be some new developments on it, but I'm doing one thing at a time. And the readings page, you can see a choice selection of readings. And there's a new reading up there called The Lovers Compatibility 2-Chart Analysis Relationship Reading. And it's named after the constellation of the Gemini constellation, Pollux and Castor, the lovers, and I'm wearing that pendant right now. Can you see the constellation of Gemini on my necklace? My best friend gave me this. I love it so much. Anyway, there's a new reading up for that, and just take a look when you can. And if you'd like to choose me to read for you, you would select your desired reading length via the PayPal button at the bottom of the appointment request page, and I will email you back in 24 to 48 hours with some time options, and we can book that. So Taurus, first card, this has come up a lot, don't take him personally. 5 of Swords has a lot to do with the retrograde of Mercury. The swords rule air, wind, mercurial, Gemini energy. 5 of Swords is strife. Little bit of strife around the holidays for Taurus. This is the retrograde. It starts out that way. Just go with it. Let's see what else comes up. Wheel of Fortune. This guy is coming up in a few readings too. These are so thoroughly shuffled throughout the whole 20-minute forecast. So there's no real coincidence here. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Jupiter in Libra. This is impacting the 6th house of health and work. There's luck around the Wheel of Fortune, fate, divine timing. The wheel turns. What comes up must come down. It's your turn. 9 of Cups. This is the wish card. I love it. Taurus, wishes can be granted. Oh, your 11th house, Venus in the 11th house of wishes. Wishes can be granted. With Venus impacting that sector, that's such a harmonious positioning for you, Taurus, and she's your ruling planet. So think of that wish. Think of what you really want to achieve as far as your goals. Another card. Ooh, Ace of Coins. New source of health and wealth, 6th house. Unbelievable. I mean, I love this stuff because you can't make it up. Ace of Pentacles, the definition is a new source. It's new because it's the ace. It's the initiating one. The ace, a 1 in a tarot deck. So there's a new source of health, 6th house, and wealth. Jupiter's in your 6th. Jupiter in the 6th house. this is a dream come true. It's a wish come true. There's no need to have strife, is what I'm trying to say. There's no need to struggle. If you're feeling that way, allow the retrograde of Mercury to finish up around the 8th. This is what that is. It's slowing things down from progression. It's irritating. You know, when Mercury's tweaking things and hindering the technologies, there's frustration around the 5 of Swords. There's also a little theft, too. Not as much as the 7 of Swords, but make sure no one's taking anything from you. And that can be emotional. People can drain you like psychic vampires do. Not actual vampires wearing cloaks and sucking blood, but a psychic vampire is about energy and people that have the ability to latch on and drain you like a leech. But this is just energy, your time, your ear, your listening. If people aren't paying you, you don't have to listen to whatever they're trying to sell you. Just know that. You can turn off. Tune and turn off, Taurus. Ooh, that's some alliteration. Tune and turn off, Taurus. Oh, and they're saying, I'm hearing tune off and turn off in the time of rest when Mars is in your 12th house. You can tune people out through March 9th. What a blessing. You've got some new sources. See the 2 wheels on there too? They're both looking alike. The Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles. You might have a little gambling luck. There's one other sign that had some luck come through with gambling. This would be one of them. That, to me, I'd play the actual slot, the Wheel of Fortune. That's some good luck for you. But the Ace of Pentacles is a fresh start. It's new money and the new moon in your 10th house of career. New moon, new source of money. And that kind of applies with what I was saying in the forecast. Do you like what you're doing? Do you want a new position? This can all work for you. Just give it some time. It's not going to be resolved on January 1st. Definitely get through the Mercury retrograde and before goals can be manifested, because that was the first card that came up. There's an order to the cards. It's a chronological thing. Thank you so much, Taurus. I appreciate you watching the video. Thank you for your time. I'm wishing you a sweet January, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.